It's time to set out on another adventure with me, the casual competitor, and my dog Obi. Today we have the Strixhaven Battle of the Boxes Draft Booster Box. Alright, so we have the regular draft booster box here. This has 36 packs. This is your standard product that's been around forever. Just like the other packs, though, they do have the Mystic Archives in them. The pack breakup for these are a lot different than your normal draft box because not only do you not have a basic land in the pack, but you are guaranteed a lesson and you are guaranteed a Mystic Archive. So the cool things about that is we actually have a lot of chances at rare and mythic cards in these because each of the Mystic Archives and lessons could also be of a rarity greater than uncommon. So get these over here. Start cracking our first pack, see what we get. So you got 9 commons in the pack. Then after these 9 commons, we will see a lesson card. After our lesson card, we have our uncommon slots. We have our rare, and we have our Mystic Archive. So our rare for this pack was a Lure Mage, and we have a Tezzeret's Gambit as our first Mystic Archive. So same thing here. Thumbing through, we should probably see 1 or 2 lessons that are rare. That seems to be the average I'm seeing from boxes. We got a Leonin Light Scribe, Compulsory Research, and a Foil Relic Sleuth. The foils would replace a common like normal, so you just have a lot of added value that you could potentially be getting from these packs, which just makes it a lot more fun to open, in my opinion. So right here we got our third lesson. There is a lot more common and uncommon lessons than there is rare ones. We got a Selfless Glyph Weaver and an Infuriate. I don't know about some of these mechanics that they just keep reprinting. Selfless Glyph Weaver being one of them that it has the same effect as Selfless Spirit. Names are implied, but I don't know about making multiples of those. We have a Dragon Guard Elite here, and we have an Abundant Harvest. This card's pretty cool. You choose land or non-land, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a card with the chosen name. Put that card into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. What's actually really cool about that card is this is technically a spoiler. It's a teaser for Modern Horizons. The card has not been printed anywhere outside the Mystic Archives. But what's really cool about this is the fact that this card is somewhat confirmed for Modern Horizons because it is in the Mystic Archives. So, get through some of the comments here. We got a Divine Gambit and a Delagoth Titan. That card is a Brick House Unlimited. A 11/10. As long as you can feed it, as long as you can keep him fed. He is definitely the biggest threat in this limited format. A Cody Voracious Codex and a Snakeskin Veil. That is a card I've definitely wanted to pull in foil for personal reasons, but oh, we got our first rare lesson here. We got an Academic Probation. So like I said, we're only halfway through this pack and we've already found a rare. So let's see if we can hit the trifecta and get 3. We got a Mythic and through all possibilities, just uncommon. Just uncommon. But we also got our first Mythic there with Mavinda Student Advocates. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's super fun to be halfway through a pack, already find your first rare, and know that there's just more to get out of the pack. Oh, we got a Professor Onyx here, and Whirlwind Denial. for those of you who haven't caught on to this yet, Professor Onyx is a planeswalker, but her subtype is Liliana, which is interesting because this is the first planeswalker they've ever printed that is of a subtype that doesn't have that name on the card. So I like the idea. I definitely like the storytelling there that Liliana is kind of in hiding here in Strixhaven, that she's trying to start a new life for herself, and she is going to be somewhat out of it. Wow, is that 3 mythics in a row? That is 3 mythics in a row right there. We got a Jadzi Oracle of Arcavios and a Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual is obviously a powerhouse here. But this card in particular is just ridiculous. I would not be surprised if we see entire constructed play from that in almost every format, considering the fact that it combos off so well with anything. Because since it allows you to cast whatever it magecrafts off of, you actually get to combo out where if, oh, I see another instant or sorcery, it triggers my magecraft again. I just keep rolling the dice. Lorehold Command of Village Rites, and we got a foil flip legend here. I should also mention the Arcavios is a flip legend as well. But I think 90% of people is just going to use the front side, so I kind of glanced over that. We got an Augmenter Pugilist, and the back side is the Echoing Equation. So you can either turn all of your creatures into a copy of a creature, or on this side, you just get an 8/8 Trampler if you have 8 lands. Neither side's bad. I think that is one of the better cards, especially if you're in those colors already. I think it's just a solid 3-drop with some major upside in other situations. So we'll get through our next pack here. We got a Defiant Strike and a Dream Strix. I actually can safely say I don't think I've seen many of this Dream Strix. When Dream Strix becomes a target of a spell, sacrifice it, 3/2 flyer. When it dies, you get to learn. So, upside with it dying, but it just feels like it is an illusion. It has kind of the classic illusion text where, you know, once you pay attention to it, it kind of just poofs away, which obviously is just good card development, making the card somewhat. Ooh. We got a Poet's Quill here, and we got a Growth Spiral, and a foil Professor of Symbology. So we're about through our first row. We have already hit 3 mythics. We haven't seen any Mystic Archives, but we have seen a Rare Lesson, which is always cool. We have an Efreet, Flame Painter, and a Strategic Planning. 1/4 double strike. When Efreet deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If the spell is cast this way, exile it. And then Strategic Planning, you look at the top 3, put one of them into your hand, and the rest into your graveyard. I actually really like the artwork on Strategic Planning. I think that card's very, very interesting. Looks like they're reading tarot cards in it, which is just, for a lack of a better word, good development. Ooh. Wow, that would have been one bomb sealed pack right there. We got a Callous Blood Mage and Eliminate. And we also got a foil Baleful Mastery. Now, I absolutely love these cards. I think these cards are very well designed. There's one for every color, and they have an alternative casting cost that just lets your opponent do something beneficial to them. I think that they're very well designed for Commander as well, because it says an opponent. So you can kill somebody's creature with this card, but then let somebody else draw a card. You don't have to let the person that you're actually hurting help them at the same time. But yeah, it either is a 4-drop instant that just destroys target, or exiles even, target creature or planeswalker, or you can pay 2 to do the same exact thing and let them draw a card. Which neither is bad. And that's what I like. I don't think there's a negative mode there that's like, oh, this is super detrimental. But I definitely think that you would rather not them draw cards. So if you have it on turn 4 or greater, you're probably tapping out for it. We got a Prismari command. This card is pretty cool. All the commands are. This one's the better of them just because it has the instant card type. Deals 2 damage to any target. Target player draws 2 cards, then discards 2 cards. Target player creates a treasure token or destroy target artifact. And then we got an Adventurous Impulse as well. Like I said, all of them, since you get to choose 2 modes, most of them are really good. The only one that I'm kind of lackluster on is the Witherbloom one, just because I feel it should be instant speed. I don't think any of those modes on it would be absolutely busted at instant speed, but you know, I'm not a designer, so. Oh, we got back-to-back Adventurous Impulses. And we got a back-to-back commands as well. We got a Quandrix command there. That one's my favorite one because it actually has the most modes because it has a lot of bouncing, and you can bounce your own stuff or bounce your opponent's stuff. You could bounce your own Planeswalker to protect it if somebody alpha swings at it, which is pretty cool. You know, I mean, it's a fog at that point, but still. Nothing wrong with a good fog every now and then. Vexing Verse. Ooh, we got our first Mythic Mystic Archive in a channel there. The Vexing Verse is exile target monocolored creature, or permanent even. So that card is super good. I think that card will actually see a lot of play in constructed formats. And then the channel obviously is banned everywhere, so it will not see play in any constructed formats. But still a cool card to get. Semester's End and Claim the Firstborn. Semester's End lets you exile stuff, and then it comes back with counters. Right? Yeah. I had to make sure I wasn't misquoting myself there. Ooh, we got a Snarl. And we got our second foil rare here. We got a Vine Glimmer Snarl. I like the Snarls. I think that they're very good for Standard. I think that they won't see much play outside of Standard, but they are still good lands for that purpose. We got an Eliminate, and we got a Sigmar Witch. I'm not a huge fan of the ward mechanic. It's not on a ton of cards, and I like the fact that a lot of the ward cards actually don't have a cost. They just make you pay life. I think that that's fair. I think that's a good way to do it. I think that definitely helps out a lot with making it less detrimental when you're forcing your opponent to pay additional mana. Ooh, we got a Counterspell and an Exponential Growth. Exponential Growth is one of those. It should have the Quandrix watermark, in my opinion. It doesn't. It costs double X and double green. Until end of turn, double target creature's power X times. That definitely sounds like a Quandrix ability with their math focus and everything. Most Quandrix students fundamentally disagree with the concept of enough, which is funny flavor text. But like I said, it does not have the watermark. I mean, come on now. That definitely feels like it should have been a watermarked card. So we got another one of the Flip Legends and another Infuriate here. I really like the Flip Legends because you can play either side. You don't have to be in both colors to play them. Like I had an Augmenter in a draft, and I used the Augmenter side alone. I did not use the blue side at all. I was actually completely out of blue. I was in Abzan colors for that particular event. So we got a Verdant Mastery here. We got a Agonizing Remorse. And we got a Foil Combat Professor. So we're about halfway through here. We hit that big patch of mythics, but I think we're due for another one. So hopefully here soon we catch a mythic. Lesson. Common and common. Well, right there. I love when packs listen to me. Blot out the sky, create X. Tapped 2/1 white black inkling creature tokens with flying. If X is 6 or more, destroy all non-creature, non-land permanents. So blot out the sky. In my opinion, a fair mythic. It's sorcery speed, which isn't bad for that much power, and then we get an Electrolyze as well. This one is extra well sealed. Could not get a start on that one. Alright. Ooh, we got a second Professor Onyx from this pack. This one alternate art, so that's really cool. And we got a Revitalize. Now, I'm going to be mad if this pack has a mythic, because that means all 6 of these mythics were clumped together as we went row. But you never know. Sometimes they can't all be sorted perfectly. Alright, we got a rare in Elite Spellbinder. Oh, but we did get a Mythic Archive and Approach of the Second Sons. That's 5 Mythics for the set. 2 Mythic Archive Mythics. Or Mystic Archive Mythics. That is actually slowly turning into a really bad tongue twister, and I don't like it. Don't like it one bit. Ooh, Classic Shock. And multiple choice. Multiple choice is watermarked with Prismari, but it feels a little bit more Quandrixy to me. X in a blue. If X is 1, you do something. If X is 2, you do something else. If X is 3, you do something else. And then if X is 4 or more, you do all of the above. So basically, you can either choose to pay for one specific mode, or if you get to 5 mana, you get to do all the modes. Which seems fair. Seems like semi-commandy. And I like the fact that they gave a homage to testing with the 4th mode being basically D, all of the above. Draconic Intervention, another Divine Gambit, and a Show of Confidence. The pseudo Storm card here. Because unlike Storm, this whenever you cast or copy, or whenever you cast this spell, copy it for each instant or sorcery spell you've cast this turn. You may choose new targets for the copies. So unlike Storm, which copies for each spell that was cast that turn, it is a one-sided Storm. It is just Storm for yourself. But still, it's still basically the same thing. Most people, when you're in the middle of storming off, aren't going to be like, oh, let me just keep track of how many spells I've cast to begin with. But furthermore, you probably shouldn't have to. They're probably going to just get there on their own. Accomplished Alchemist, and we got a Claim the Firstborn. So very interesting that we hit double Onyx in this box. I think that is both cool and yet definitely raises an eyebrow, as I've seen most of my boxes have double of the same mythics so far. We got a Snarl and a Lightning Helix in this one. Necroblossom Snarl, the Lightning Helix there, and then we got a Spirit Summons foil. But I mean, one is alternate art. I don't know how that really factors in. I don't know if those are on a different sheet or if... Ooh, we got our second rare lesson. And we got a Harness Infinity Mythic and a Strategic Planning. So this card in particular is really interesting to me because it's a good storytelling card. It definitely shows Professor Onyx looking at the past when Gideon saved Liliana. Spoilers if you haven't, played during War of the Spark. That was a piece of history for Magic. And I love the flavor text because it says, "Why Gideon of all people, why save me?" And I think that shows a lot of who Liliana really is. I don't think there's a lot of cards that do that. I think that we get a lot of facade in Liliana. That she puts off this air of confidence when really she's just scared all the time. And I think that's really cool to showcase in that way. To give you this kind of like peek behind the curtain, so to speak. So we got an Ingenious Mastery here. Oh, and double Cultivate. That's pretty cool. Got a regular and a foil Cultivate in the same pack. That's pretty awesome. The Ingenious Mastery is another one of those cards, like I said, that has an alternative cost. It normally costs X, 2 and a blue, but you can cast it for just the 3 rather than pay its actual mana cost. If just the 3 is paid, you draw 3 cards, then an opponent creates 2 treasure tokens, and they scry 2 as well. If this cost wasn't paid, you just draw X cards. So this one is probably the most detrimental out of them, because you get to draw cards for 3 mana, but your opponent gets 2 treasure tokens and gets to scry 2, so all that treasure they're getting is definitely going to pay off. So you're basically saying in that point, do I have a counter spell since you're in blue? Do I have an answer to whatever they're potentially going to play? And so I think that card will see like legacy play where you have cards like Force of Will, which wouldn't require you to hold up mana. But I do think you're rarely going to pay that alternative casting cost otherwise. So we got an Ephemerate and a Dramatic Finale. Dramatic Finale always seems like a fairly good card. I don't know how often it will see play with its very strict mana cost and not affecting the board state. I think that's 2 factors that go against it, but we will see. If Black-White is a really big color combo, I can't see it not being potentially good. This is another one of those Flip Legends. I absolutely love this card. I like the fact that most of the Flip Legends combo with themselves, so for constructed play, you can play both sides and just get maximum value out of them. This one in particular is a 1/1 lifelink menace on the front side, and when a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, you can pay 2. If you do, create a 1/1 black plus creature token that when it dies, you gain 1 life. And the backside says, whenever you gain life, you can pay 1. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and they gain trample until end of turn. So you start out with this, you get to this, you start swinging with lifelinkers, or getting rid of pests that you're making, and at the same time you're gaining all this life, so you're just putting counters on everything. The fact that it's the entire squad just makes that card so terrifying. Really is I think the proper word. I think that card definitely is the definition of a bomb. You have to take care of it the moment it comes out, or it's just going to steamroll you. So we got our 3rd command of the pack. We got a Silver Quill command, and we got a Duress. We're down to our last 2 packs. Come on, give us a Dramatic Finale. No, not the card, but pun intended here. Give us something spicy in the end. We got a Retriever Phoenix. We got an Increased Vengeance. We got our 3rd Mythic here. 3rd Mythic Archive. And a foil Rip Apart. Oh, that right there looks very beautiful in foil. So that might be our Dramatic Finale. Not to mention that pack would have been bonkers in a sealed pull. The very last pack of this booster box. we got an Opt and a Sedgemoor Witch. Alright, so this was the regular booster box. Obviously, like I said, you got way more chances to get rares. I'm guarantee that we've gotten over 40, 50 rares in this box, which is super cool, especially if you're somebody who's looking for, you know, trade fodder, stuff to hunt for. You get a lesson in every pack. You get the Mystic Archive in every pack. I like these boxes a lot. We have one more box to go. We got the collector box, which obviously will probably show us a lot of very powerful and fun-looking cards in it. We'll be back soon with that. Thank you for watching. Thanks for watching. I hope you had as much fun as we did making the video. Me and Obi will be up to more antics next week. Feel free to hit the like and subscribe button to see more of what we're up to, and we will be back soon with new videos.